In this lesson, we're going to talk about Capture Design History. After completing this lesson, you'll be able to use Open to import a neutral CAD format file and use Capture Design History. In Fusion 360, I still have our utility knife-upload file open, but now I want to take a look at importing a step file. This can be done in the data panel by selecting Upload, how we've done all the files so far. But let's also take a look at using the File dropdown and selecting Open. This will allow us to open designs from other projects inside of our data panel, but also open from our computer. We're going to be taking a look at utility knife-import.step. Once we select Open, this will automatically open the design as well as convert it. However, it's not saved yet. From here, it looks very similar to our utility knife upload, with the exception of the decal. However, we need to make a few important notes. While it does have components that are located in the browser, we can't move these components around like we would expect to. The reason for this is because in order to move components around, Fusion needs to keep track of the location with history. So things like capturing the position and reverting can't be done unless it's capturing the history in a timeline. Whenever we work with imported files, the default setting in Fusion 360 is to not capture that design history. You'll also note that we have a few more toolbars accessible: Form and Mesh. In general, these are found in the Create dropdown. However, because we're not capturing history, they're automatically available here. There's a quick fix for this. If you want to carry on modeling without history, that's perfectly fine. This is called direct modeling. You can make changes to the design, make adjustments, remove features, and do all this without capturing the history. However, if you want to maintain that parametric history, you can go to the top of your design, in this case it's unsaved, right-click, and select Capture Design History. We've now created a history timeline, and it starts with creating components and base features for each of the bodies in the design. Now we can move things around because we can capture the position of each component relative to the origin. Let's go ahead and revert the position. If you're working on a design and you decide that you don't want to capture history, the gear icon in the lower right-hand corner allows us to do not capture design history. Once we do this, any information that's inside of the timeline will be lost. There are some things that do get captured, such as sketches and certain features that will now be displayed in the browser. However, those will not be reinstated into a timeline if you turn capture history back on. So keep in mind, if you do this on accident, you should use undo in order to go back to the position before you removed history. We're not going to carry on working with this import, but let's go ahead and save the file before we move on to the next lesson.